Hello, I'm John Clymer, Executive Director of the National Forum for Heart Disease and Stroke Prevention. I'm pleased to welcome you to this Move with the Mayor virtual convening. Today, we're delighted to recognize and celebrate your participation in the 2023 Move with the Mayor Spring Physical Activity Challenge. We're going to spotlight achievements and hear from two Move with the Mayor cities, San Jacinto, California, and Athens, Tennessee, about how they're implementing health equity and leveraging partnerships. At the end of the session, we'll have some time for Q&A. During the Move with the Mayor Spring Challenge, we may want to advance a slide here. During the Move with the Mayor Spring Challenge, which ran April 15th through May 30th, 64 cities hosted more than 130 events. Several cities hosted multiple events, including Mayors Kim Norton of Rochester, Minnesota, Ken Thurston of Lauderhill, Florida, and Katrina Thompson in Broadview, Illinois. Thanks, mayors and your teams, for engaging community members. And a shout out to Mayor Michelle Romero and her team in Henderson, Nevada for tracking the most minutes using the Move with the Mayor activity trackers in kids' summer camps and events, resulting in 2.2 million fitness minutes over the spring challenge. In a moment, the National Forum's Director of Programs, Jen Childress, will highlight some of the other activities that were held throughout the challenge. But before turning to Jen, I'm pleased to note that earlier this month, during the U.S. Conference of Mayors annual meeting, the nonpartisan organization of 1,400 members unanimously passed a resolution urging mayors to engage members of their communities to be more physically active to improve mental health and strengthen individual and community resilience using programs such as Move with the Mayor. Passing that resolution makes it U.S. Conference of Mayors policy. Mayor Martha Guerrero of West Sacramento, California, sponsored the resolution, and Mayors Rodney Craig of Hanover Park, Illinois, Michelle Romero of Henderson, Tennessee, Corey Woods of Tempe, Arizona, and Steve Williams of Huntington, West Virginia, who are co-sponsors, also use Move with the Mayor to create opportunities for residents of their communities to improve their mental and physical health. Your community engagement coordinator can provide you with resolution language so that you may adopt it in your city. I'll now pass the microphone to Jen to go over the Spring Challenge highlights. Jen?
Great. Thanks so much, John. And thanks everybody for joining us today. As John mentioned at the top of the webinar, over 130 events were held during the Spring Challenge. That's absolutely fantastic. And I know through the weekly emails, we wanted to highlight some of the great events that were going on to continue to inspire and engage communities and share ideas between the different communities. So we'll just quickly highlight some of the cool things that happened, including a walk and chew gum event with Mayor Ogle of Frankfort, Illinois. Salisbury, North Carolina hosted dancing events. Mayor Katrina Thompson in Broadview, Illinois hosted an autism and developmental disabilities walkathon. And at the beginning of the month, Mayor Turk of Allentown, Pennsylvania hosted the first ever Move with the Mayor walk run event at the U.S. Conference of Mayors event. Mayor Mern in Findlay, Ohio hosted daily walks promoting 419 area code. And San Jacinto, California made use of their parks and recreation facilities. And in Warrenton, Oregon, Bolivar hosted the first ever Move with the Mayor event and trail walk. Next slide, please. In Evergreen Park, Illinois, they held a Chamber Olympics. There were cleanup events, healthy aging events hosted in Park Forest. Douglasville, Georgia mayor hosted walking events throughout the city. Mayor Romero in Henderson, Nevada shot hoops with the community members, and a sitter-size class happened. So a wide variety of events happening to showcase that physical activity just doesn't have to happen in the gym. It can happen throughout the community. Next slide, please. And speaking of activity happening throughout the community, we had great examples of utilitarian or everyday physical activity. For example, in Hanover Park, Illinois, and Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, as well as in Rochester, Minnesota, the cities hosted bike to work events. There were also events in cleaning up parks and cemeteries and litter in honor of Earth Day and Earth Week. And there were also events that surrounded community service. So kudos to everybody, and the mayor of Brighton, Colorado, and the mayor of Camden, North Carolina also hosted events encouraging people to walk to park event stays. So great ideas in leveraging communities and active transportation. And so these are just some highlights, and we have a whole list of everything that went on. So we'll continue to share these ideas and amplify and spotlight just to provide some inspiration throughout. So thank you to all the communities for your creativity and energy. And we loved hearing about the impact in your communities as well. So in addition to the physical activity, you're also making linkages and partnerships. So right now I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Jasmine Manglilong, for an interview with San Jacinto, California. Jasmine.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jasmine, and today I will be talking with the city of San Jacinto, California. Mayor Pro Tem Ruiz wasn't able to make it to the call today, and in her place, luckily, we have the amazing Cynthia Espinoza, the assistant to the city manager who oversees the outreach programs, to meet with us today. Thanks for taking the time, Cynthia.
Thank you, Jasmine. We're happy to be here.
Perfect. You guys are such great partners, and so I'm just gonna hop on into the interview. And so, your city does a really great job of collaborating with each other. And I feel like that outreaches into the community. And so what goes into creating a great team, and how does the city encourage staff members to participate?
So for us, it's important to find our community champions or project champions, anyone within our staff that shares that passion and that is really going to be able to lead by example. So the first thing that we do is we put out feelers, or we bring together the team and try to find a creative way to inspire each other before we go out into our community. But really finding those right people on your team and really integrating your resolutions on behalf of the council and their guidance, and being able to bring forward that programming through our staff.
That makes sense. Teamwork makes the dream work.
It does.
And how do you address health equity within your community? I know that that was a big theme in your case study.
It is. So when we look at programming and what we're going to do and put out, we really do ask ourselves, so is our programming going to hit certain areas? Is it fair? Is it just an opportunity to attract people? Or is it really going to be able to encourage our residents as well as our staff that's participating to hit the highest level of health? And Ignite San Jacinto does those three things. So it educates, it enables, and it creates. It creates spaces. We use our parks, our trails, our fitness court that creates a free and equitable space for all types of people. And then we have our garden that brings together other types of physical activities and brings the health and wellness aspect to it. But it also creates community. And the community is a huge aspect for us because we enable each other, we educate each other, and we connect and create a more of a social overall wellness.
Ooh, I want to touch on that. But listening to you, it reminds me of the 3 Bs. It seems like threes are consistent in your programming.
It is. In Ignite San Jacinto, we have the 3 Bs, which is be healthy, be well, and be San Jacinto. And the first two focus on social and physical well-being, but our Be San Jacinto really impacts our built environment, which is where we provide those spaces that are equitable and that provide everyone and anyone with any type of access or disability or any type of group or underserved areas to be able to access our programming.
Wow, good. And so, did you see an increase in participation in your programs from community outreach? Or tell us more about the results you found.
So in the beginning, it was a little slow. It was all brand new. We did not have a lot of engagement in our first activities, but then we started being more creative and reaching out to those that did come out, and we used them as leaders. We marketed in different forms. We started using our leaders within the community, so businesses, our council, any type of platform that we had. And now with our continual fitness challenges, our Move with the Mayor events, we've seen an increase in participation, especially from our Spanish-speaking community.
That's great. Yeah. So then did you focus on the Spanish-speaking population? I know that there were quite a few underserved communities that you were able to connect with.
Yes, so our underserved population covers a big portion of San Jacinto. San Jacinto is considered highly predominantly underserved. So it hits all sorts of demographics within our community. So we don't just focus on one specific group. We try to hit everyone within those communities because it isn't just our Spanish speaking community. We do have our African American community. We have Asians. We have all sorts of different, it's a mix. So we don't just try to label it. We're just going to do this for the Hispanic community. We do it for everyone across the board equally.
I love that. Make sure no one's left behind.
Nope, nobody gets left behind.
Awesome. And so our last question, how was the range of fitness opportunities, or how has the range of fitness opportunities contributed to health equity in your community?
So what's great is that we try creating opportunities that are either low, mid, or hard. So whatever people are comfortable with or that they can physically do or access or whatever their time frame allows, we wanted to be able to create spaces that allows the catering for them specifically. So our programming enables people to take charge of their health and educates them on how to do it. So our fitness ambassadors that we have are 100% volunteer based, and they will teach people how to use our fitness court from a low level, a mid level, or a hard level. But we also hold events at our trails and our parks, so people are aware that our built environment is everywhere and you don't need a gym membership, which sometimes to certain groups is unattainable or isn't comfortable or accessible if you have some sort of disability.
Wow, I love the range of access to your different offerings. And so are there plans to increase the type of offerings? Because you guys have a great turnout already.
Yeah, so San Jacinto always focuses on expanding all of opportunities, regardless of what it is, and becoming innovative and creative with it. So as we have these events, usually we like to engage with the community that comes out and we ask what they'd like to see next. So we'll take a lot of that feedback and we'll integrate it into our future planning. So what's great about us is that we have a rotating mayor seat every year. And with each mayor coming in, they get creative and we want to do this different and we like this, but this didn't really work. So we take all feedback from everywhere that we get it to expand our opportunities.
That's great. And all of the mayors have been extremely involved, and it's just inspiring, especially since, you talk about how your events were had low attendance. And I think we tend to forget that that's where it starts, but
Yeah.
you guys have seen it through. And so
And it creates a friendly competition with each other, like how can we make this bigger and better? And how are we impacting even further?
I love that. Thank you so much for your time, Cynthia. This was extremely helpful.
Thank you so much for having us, Jasmine.
Thank you so much, Cynthia and Jasmine. Now I'll turn it over to my colleague, Michelle Snyder. Michelle.
Hello, thank you again so much for joining us. Today I'm going to be speaking with Mayor Steve Sherlin from Athens, Tennessee, and Austin Fessmeyer, who is the chair of the McMinn Health Council in Athens, Tennessee. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
There were so many great things happening in Athens that we were able to develop 2 case studies. The first one is promoting healthy living in Athens, and the second one is the successful partnerships with your local health department. So touching on both of those, how has the collaboration between the City of Athens, the McMinn County Health Council, and the McMinn County Health Department impacted your community?
Oh, that's a great question. And for those who are not doing the same, we're basically splitting the cost, doubling the benefits, taking advantage of all the resources that are available to us. One of the things that has come out of the relationship is we've done a 3-year health plan through the Health Council that involves all of our cities and all the residents of the county. So we know what our attack is on common grounds, and we're fighting the same enemy together.
So let's talk just a bit and touch on that 3-year health plan. Can you talk about the collaboration between those 3 partnerships and how that affected that 3-year health plan?
Oh, absolutely. We know that through the Health Council, we serve all the citizens of the county. So we went to every city in the county and all the county residents and collected health data. What we found by collecting our own health data, if you look at data from across the country, from even the CDC and the Robert Woods Johnson Foundation, and all, we found a lot of that data was getting to us after they had collected it, put it together. It was about a year old by the time we got it. So we felt like if we went out and got our citizens and our governments involved in collecting data, we had fresh data. And while we compare it to the nationwide data, we know it's data strictly for our citizens, and that's how we put our 3-year plan together.
Yeah, definitely having that, health data that's fresh, like you mentioned, and updated does provide new opportunities for Athens in many different areas.
100%, and we could not have done that if we weren't collaborating with the health department. And our health departments in the state of Tennessee have health educators. We have built environment specialists assigned to all the cities. And also we work together on that, and we bring approximately 30 agencies together, and we go over and over and over again while we're on the same mission and what we're doing.
Definitely incredible to bring that group of partners together. So Austin, if you could touch on just how that partnership provides for shared resources and funding like you touched on a bit ago.
That's another great question. If you're going to put together a health plan that you need funded, you need to go to people who are experienced in that. And so we feel like when we have the Health Council together, we can speak as one big agency and everybody's on the same page. So currently what we'll be doing is we'll be conferring as we do our opioid abatement funds. The Health Council will be a part of that. And also we're lucky when we sold the county hospital, we put those funds in a trust. So we are able to use those funds, and we recommend those. Part of putting the 3-year plan together was ability to have access to that type of funding as well. So we can make a funded attack, and we can obviously do things to let people know what they need to be doing.
Absolutely. What recommendation would you share with other cities who are hoping to partner with their local health department?
Michelle, I'm so glad you asked me that question, because the one thing I'll tell you is lose the turf. The health department over the years, when I was growing up, I rode my bicycle past our health department going to school every day. And I thought the health department was just there for poor people or people who couldn't otherwise go to the doctor or something like that. But as over the last decade, as I've been working on the Health Council with the health department, it is so much more. It serves the entirety of the community. There's so much data available through the health department. And when we all started working together, we came out with a much greater mission and project and much greater results. We're now starting to see some results where before, when we were all pulling in the same direction, but we weren't pulling the same train, so to speak. So we might be trying to attack together, but we weren't doing it together. So I would say lose the turf, go find your health department people, talk to them, start regular meetings with them, see what resources they have, what resources you can put together. I like what was said a few minutes ago about the built environment. Obviously, the health department can't put funds toward a built environment very much, but cities can. And that's all part of the plan to be healthy.
Yeah, great advice. Can you provide us with just a few examples of how you are partnering with both the Health Council and Health Department?
Oh, absolutely. So one of the things that we're doing that I think is unique across the country, we work with the Sheriff's Department, and we have a resource van. So we have identified people who need to be seen who otherwise can't come in like that. I mean, it's whether or not you're living under 2 pieces of plywood or living in a house with no electricity. The sheriff is on the Health Council, and we were able to get funding for a van, and we stocked the van. The city is in the process of putting together some farm bucks so that the folks can be handed those, and they'll go to the city's farmers market. The county puts things in the van, and the sheriff goes out with that van with members of the Health Council who'd like to go, and they talk to those people and see, hey, what's the problem on the ground? Instead of looking at it on a piece of paper. And that's probably one of our greatest achievements to date, that all working together. We also do countywide health fairs and things like that, a little bit different than what you think. We might have to get people out. We might have the things to draw the kids in so we can talk to the parents. And we do that on city property.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing those examples, Austin, and all the great information. Amazing things are happening in Athens, and Mayor Sherlin, we as a group just absolutely love some of the videos we've been seeing coming, being posted on social media. So we appreciate the partnership with Athens and the engagement in the community. So thank you so much for both being here and sharing that information.
Absolutely. And Michelle, the one thing we like to say at the health department, if you can change one, you're going to save one. So we do it one at a time. That's our motto, and appreciate your time today.
What a great motto.
Good. We've had a good time.
Yes, we've enjoyed definitely connecting with you, Mayor Sherlin. You've been a great asset through the Move with the Mayor program. So thank you so much for joining us, both of you. And I'd like to turn it back over to my colleague, Jen.
Great, thanks so much. That's fantastic. Hearing about the case studies and all the details. So thank you so much, Cynthia, Mayor Sherlin, and Austin, for sharing more information. And we're excited to announce that these case studies are fresh off the press. They are on our website today. Next slide, please. And so in addition to the San Jacinto and Athens case studies, we have several others that are also available on the website that you can dig into and learn from. Our goal with Move with the Mayor is really to provide assets and resources that can be built upon, and ideas that can be generated and implemented, adapted within your own communities. So several of the other topics that we have are Achieving Health Equity, featuring Mayor Guerrero in West Sacramento, California. Community events promoting everyday fitness for all ages in Frankfort, Illinois. Thank you, Mayor Ogle. And then we have Everyday Physical Activity and Safe Routes to School in Carson City, Nevada, featuring Mayor Bagwell and her team. So you can access those case studies right now by going on the website, and we'll drop the link into the chat as well. So check them out. We look forward to hearing your thoughts on those and seeing how they're implemented. Next slide, please. So looking ahead into the fall of 2023, so next week, we'll be sending out a brief participant survey. We want to hear your experience and learn how we can continue to improve the Move with the Mayor program and better serve you. So we'll be sending that out next week. And then just a reminder that even though the Spring Challenge has wrapped, we're here to provide year-round support and technical assistance to you in your programming and partnerships. So as you continue to host events throughout the summer, we're here to help support you and amplify them. And then we're moving into preparation for the Fall Challenge that will occur during the month of September. So over the next couple of weeks, each of you will be hearing from your respective community engagement coordinators as a touch base to learn more about your programming and how we can best serve you. So those are the fun things ahead. We look forward to a great challenge coming up in fall and more fun events. So thank you all so much for your participation. We'll now open it up for Q&A.
Need to come off mute for that. All right. Well, those were great discussions, great presentations. Austin and I was busy taking notes. I love Lose the Turf. And gosh, your reminder at the end that if you change one, you save one. That's really helpful, I think, to all of us. So thank you for sharing those watchwords. Mayor Guerrero, I don't know if you were on when we called you out for sponsoring the resolution that was passed by the U.S. Conference of Mayors. We're, of course, pleased as well to see all that you're doing in West Sacramento with Move with the Mayor. So I don't know if you want to share anything with us in a
Thank you.
60 seconds or so.
Thank you. It was an honor to be able to represent the National Health Forum at the U.S. Conference of Mayors with the resolution. It has been very important for here in West Sacramento for the constituents to be able to improve on addressing health equity. And so some of the programming that we've been doing that is spotlighted in the case studies, and just also trying to further this effort on a national level. And your partnership with that is incredible. So thank you so much for doing this work and promoting this opportunity. And I'm working on expanding that here in our region as well.
Well, thank you. And we really appreciate what we're learning from you about the connection between physical health and mental health and how you're raising awareness of that in West Sacramento.
Thank you.
I see, I think that Mayor Quentin Hart from Waterloo is participating. And Mayor Hart, if you're there, I have to say you sparked an idea on my part with your tweet about the new Arena Football League team and the new name, the Waterloo Woos. And I could see a connection there to what you've been doing with Move with the Mayor to promote active, healthy living throughout the community. So I don't know if you have any thoughts about that you can come online and share. Tara, perhaps you?
I would be happy to. That is so kind of you to mention that. It's been a mixed reaction to the name, but we feel like maybe no publicity is bad publicity, right?
That's right.
And yes, a great opportunity to continue to promote physical fitness.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, congratulations. Mayor Frank Ogle from Frankfurt. I love the concept of walk and chew gum. That's outstanding. Very creative. Was that successful?
That was rather low attendance for that particular one. I think it was based on the day, but we did have an event shortly afterwards. We were celebrating our zip code day. So we had a 60. Oops, I kind of lost my.
You're there. We see.
There we go. So our zip code is 60423, which falls on June 4th of 2023. So we had a big event, and we started off with a community walk to the post office where we basically had, the sport gum and just things to get people active. We had about 40 that attended with that. Capped off the evening with a drone show. It was amazing. Whatever you can do to get people outside and get them active and engaged in it. We tried to make it a little quirky. So it was sort of a walking meeting, and people asked me all kinds of questions about the village and development and things that were going on. So I think it was successful. We'll continue to do that. And you have to keep looking for new ideas and how you might engage people. But overall, I love the Move with the Mayor program. And for a couple of the mayors from Illinois, Mayor Kokar from Glendale Heights, if you're going to be at IML, we're going to have a Saturday morning walk at 7 a.m. Getting all the mayors together. Last year we had a handful of them, then we walked along the lakefront. So looking forward to seeing you out there, and it will be a little friendly competition this year. We're going to see if we can, do better than Glendale Heights with participation.
Well, there's the throwdown, Mayor Kokar.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, it's 12:35 right now, and we have a lot of good stuff, move with the mayor. Bad news is our supervisor, he resigned. He's going back to school. That's good news. And we are having different activities. Like a few days ago, we had, Mexican music. People came, a lot of people came, about, I guess, about 300 people were there. They were dancing, enjoying, and before that, there was other music, common American music. People come, enjoy, and we have other stuff also for mental, physical health. So we are keeping people busy. Park parties are coming, we have 6 park parties, 1 main at the camera park, so 7, Then we have Independence Day, Pakistani, Indian, as well as Mexican monarch, butterfly. Lot of fun, coming, So it's good. People are happy, and I went, I go to every park party, every music, event, and people come to me and they say, Mayor, you are the first mayor, who are bringing this stuff, and you are walking among us, That's good news. So I love that,
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
Well,
Excellent for health, mentally, physically. Yes. And thank you for inviting me, providing me this opportunity, on National Forum,
Thank you. And it's always so inspiring for the National Forum team to hear what you all are doing, the creativity that you bring, the passion for your community and for the people in your community is very inspiring to us. So we're grateful not only for your participation, but for sharing with each other and with us what you're doing. So with that, I want to thank Mayor Sherlin and Ogle, Guerrero, Hart, and Kokar, and Cynthia from San Jacinto for participating in Move It the Mayor and in today's convening, for sharing some learnings for us. I also want to thank the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the National Association of County and City Health Officials for the funding that makes Move It the Mayor and this Spring Physical Activity Challenge possible. With that, the National Forum says thank you. We're grateful, and we're here to continue to work with you and help you make your community healthier for everyone throughout the neighborhoods and throughout the community.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.